So hello everyone, now we'll be starting with the grouping test cases, parametrizing test cases. Further on we'll be talking about assertions, fixtures, and at the end we'll be doing the reports and all that, right? So now starting on with grouping the test cases. What exactly grouping the test cases means? For example, let me go over here. You see I have three test cases over here. Suppose rather than these three test cases, I've got 100 of test cases and we need to execute specific test cases all out of all those 100 test cases. So we have got the option for that is grouping the test cases. I'll group the test cases that I need to execute, right? So I'll be writing over here. For that I'll be using the decorator, that is at PyTest dot mark, and here I'll be giving any of the name. Let me name it as hello. Okay, similarly I want to execute the third test case along with the first test case, so I'll just copy this from here and I'll paste it over here, right? Similarly over here, rather than this hello, I'll be writing something else because I need to execute or give the command along with this keyword, that is hello. So the decorators with the keyword hello will execute and the another test cases will fail, right? So to execute this, I have to go to command prompt, right? When I go to command prompt, I'll be going to the Z, right? I'll give over here let me give the path. I'll just copy the path from here and I'll give it over here, right? Now to execute that test case, what I need to do is I have to give the command over here, that is PyTest m, and here I'll be giving the name of the tag, right? You see I've given the tags over here, that is hello and hi over here. You see these tags are user defined. We can give any of the name over here. It's not specific that I need to give the name hello or hi. I may give any of the name over here. So when I go back over here, I suppose if I need to run this hello, what I need to write over here is I'll write over here hello and I'll just simply enter. So it's giving me an error that collected 3 items but 3 are deselected. So let me check over here. Let me give the another command over here, PyTest m. So I don't want this test case to run, so I'll write over here not hi, and if I press enter, you see it will collect 3 items and it will run 2 test cases, right? Just wait for a while. So you see over here it will run 2 test cases, right? Now the next thing we'll be talking about is assertions. So what exactly the assertions are? Assertions are something that that compares the actual result with the expected results, right? Suppose, let me take an example over here. Let me take this previous example, the example before you. You see, when I open, just wait for a while. If I go to Chrome, if I go to, just wait. Suppose if I go to Facebook, if I go to this page, you see what I get over here is Facebook login or sign up title. Suppose if I need to check this result with the expected result, this actual result with the expected result, what do I need to do is I have to write over here. We'll use the keyword that is assert. I'll write over here that is driver dot title is equal to I'll give the title over here. I'll give the wrong title over here. Let me write over here Facebook log in or sign up. So this will check the actual title with the expected title, right? Similarly, if I write over here, assert driver dot current URL is equal to, and I'll give the URL over here. I'll just copy this URL from here and I'll just paste it over here, right? Now if I run this test case, let me just comment this. And this, right? Now if I run my test case from here, you see it is running the test cases, right? If I go back, you see one failed and two passed in 20 this much seconds, right? So it satisfies the condition over here, that is the URL is same over here, right? But it gives me an error over here just because this title is not same as the actual title, right? So this assertions are used to compare the actual result with the expected results, right? Next, further on, what we'll be talking about is parametrizing test case, right? For that, I'll just make a new module over here and I'll name it as parametrize finish. Okay. So I'll be building the test cases over here, simple test cases over here, right? I'll write over here def. Here I'm making a function for the addition of two numbers. So I'll write over here sum. I'll give the two variables, that is a comma b, right? Return a plus b, right? So I've made a simple function for the sum of two numbers, that is a plus b, right? Next we'll be making the test cases to check the results. So I'll be writing over here test calculation 1, and over here I'll write result is equal to sum of two numbers. I'll be giving over here, let a be 2 and b be 3. So I've given the two numbers to compare the actual result with the expected result. I have to use assert before you. I already told you about assertion. So I'll write over here assert result is equal to 5. So it will compare the results, right? Similarly, I'll be building another test case. I'll just copy this test case from here and I'll just give it over here. Similarly, I'll give another test case. I'll just change the name of the test case, that is 2, 3, and over here let it be 3 and 3, that is 6, 3 and 7, that is 10. So let me run these test cases. If I run these test cases, just wait for a while. So you see this will run all the three test cases, that is 3 passed in 0 point something seconds, right? So you see these test cases are performing the same function, that is they are performing the same function, that is sum. So instead of rewriting these three test cases, why can't I write one test case and I give the parameters over there? Yes, this is possible. We can parameterize it, right? Because here we see is just the parameters and values are different. So what I'll do is I'll give the parameters over here. Let it be input 1, comma input 2, comma output. That is the result, right? Similarly over here, instead of this A and B, I have to write over here that is input 1 and input 2. So I'll just copy it from here. I'll give it over here. And instead of this 5, this will give me the output, that is output. So I've written a test case before you, right? That will work for all the parameters I'll be writing over here, right? So to give the parameters, we have got the decorator, that is at PyTest dot mark dot parameterize and here I'll be giving the different parameters, as I need two parameters, that is input 1 and input 2. So I'll just copy it from here. I'll be using double quotes. So I've given the parameters over here, right? I'll write over here comma. Here I'll be giving different parameters on which I need to test this function, right? So I'll give the different parameters over here. I'll use the square brackets. Let the first parameters be 3, 4, the output, that is 7, right? Similarly over here I'll write 4, 3, 4, 6, 10, that is the output. Over here similarly, comma, brackets 3, 2, output, that is 5. So I've given the parameters over here. So this test case will run this function every time for these parameters and let me know that this is passed or not. Let me go back. Just wait. That is, I need to give square brackets over here. So I'll just comment this because I don't need this right now. Now what I'll do is, now if I run my program, you see it will give me the test cases, that is test case passed for the first parameter, test case passed for the second parameter, and test case passed for the third parameter, right? If I change the output over here, let it be 10. If I run my program now, it will fail one of the test case, right? So it has failed one of the test case, that is assert 7 is equal to 10. So this actual result is not equal to that expected result. So it has given me the error and it has passed only 2 test cases and failed 1 test case. So next we have is fixtures. What exactly the fixtures are? Sometimes you see while doing automation, like we have already made the test cases over here, while doing automation we need to execute something before the test case and execute something after the test case, right? So for that I may use fixtures. Fixtures can execute something before and after the test case, right? So you see over here we have three test cases over here, and you see the similarity between the three test cases. That is, we are giving the path for the Chrome driver over here. Similarly, we are giving the making the object for it, right, over here, right? So what we'll do is I'll just write over here def, I'll make a function set path, just wait, path brackets, and over here I'll just give the path because that path is common in all the test cases, right? That will execute before the test case. So I'll just give the path over here. So you see this function will execute before every test case. Similarly over here, right? I'll just delete this from here. Right? Now I need to use fixtures over here. For that I have to write over here at PyTest. I'm using the decorator, that is dot fixture and brackets close. So I've given the fixture over here, right? So this will execute before every test case. This path will execute before every test case, right? And now we need to pass the name of the method in every test case. So I'll write over here set path. Similarly over here I just have to give the path. Just wait. So you see this driver is being used in every function to, so I'll make the driver global. To make the driver global, what does global means? That means that it can be used anywhere. So I'll write global over here, global driver, right? Control S, right? So it's not giving me an error right now. So now you see if I run the test case, it will run the Chrome driver before every test case, right? You see it's running the first test case, it's not giving an error, it's running the Chrome driver before every test case. And similarly the third test case, right? I'll be just closing that. Now similarly, suppose if I need to execute something after the test case, this was something I was executing before the test case. Now if I need to execute something after the test case, what I have to write is yield. Suppose if I have to close all the browsers after these are being executed, I have to write over here yield driver dot close, right? So after every test case it will close my browser, right? So it will execute after every test case. Now if I run the test case over here, this will go to facebook.com, it will close that. Similarly the third one. So you see over here, sorry, I just have to delete this from here, right? It was giving me an error just because assert was present over here, otherwise it has passed all the two test cases, right? So it has closed the browsers as well. It has passed the two test cases and failed the one test case that was having the assert in it, right? So this is how we use the fixture before and after every test case, right? So now you see the fixtures have got different scopes, right? It has got different scopes, that is function, class, module, package, and session. So we may mention the scope of the fixtures inside this bracket over here. I may mention the scope of the fixtures, right? That is, it has got different scopes, that is the function, class, module, package and session. So we'll be discussing about the scope of fixtures in the next part, right? So this was all about fixtures, assertions, parameterizing test case and how to group the test cases.